We crowd around this bitty webcam.
I'm not entirely certain how to get 3 people to fit on there, but we'll figure it out. There we go. There's C. Alright, so today I am joined by the wonderful Alan Bathurst and Plothold C. May I use your real first name?
Sure.
Oh, there's also known as Crystal.
That's Crystal.
I don't know which one I'll be using during the stream, as I think of both interchangeably in my mind, and I talk faster than I think. So
spoilers, my name isn't even really Alan, but that's another story entirely.
My last name isn't Newbridge, so
Whoa.
we're all just a bunch of
liars.
liars.
We're all a bunch of liars.
So now that everyone's here, okay, the reason why I'm like, I was gonna wait until doing this is I'm starting to post these on YouTube now, and I'm editing them a little bit, so it's a little easier for me too. Anyways, what we're doing today, I'm actually gonna switch over to what I'm doing today. Anyways,
well, Kyle, what are we gonna do tonight?
This is my last art stream of freedom before I get a billion Twitch drawing stream commissions in from my Kickstarter.
Press F in the chat, lads.
Yep. Offer condolences. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm super excited for.
Post skull emoji.
I'm always going to have more assets I need and more work to get done. I'm trying to get some last-minute assets done before I get just absolutely flooded with commissions I have to get done. So today I am going to be doing another sort of self-portrait-y thing of my Punchline is Death Me that I'm going to be using for various things and cards and whatnot. Thank you both for thank you both for keeping me company, and these two are great.
Hey, what you gonna draw?
The Cersei illustration that I'm going to do as part of the 3rd volume of this light that I promised Kyle months ago and kept going, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it.
I may be doing the same thing.
Hey, do you think maybe you'll get that anytime soon? And I went, sure.
Don't feel bad. Literally everyone has required the same amount of prodding. Except I'd say Kimmy is 0.1% less, because the reason I remembered to remind both of you was Kimmy was like, hey, about that art you asked me for, I finally got an idea.
Yeah.
If it makes Kimmy feel any better, I finally got my idea today during work.
Oh, are you doing one too?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh.
I may have promised.
Oh, I didn't know. Nice.
I may have had to be prodded twice so far.
I feel like you had to be proud more than that, but in a loving way.
In my defense, my work-life balance has been nearly non-existent in the past half year.
And in my defense, I have to be prodded a lot about a lot of things. It's called executive dysfunction.
And in my defense...
And it's slightly ruining my life.
And in my defense, I don't think anyone really needs prodding at all. I just am reminding them.
I appreciate the prodding.
I also appreciate the prodding.
Wish I'd gotten started on it sooner. I wish I could have had you something to actually have during the Kickstarter. That would have been nice of me.
Yeah.
Also,
as long as I have it in time to actually put it in the book.
Also, for as much as I bemoan the executive dysfunction, it is a lot better having a term for it. I used to just think I was lazy.
Yeah, it's a lot better to understand how the neuroses work.
I can be both, but I read a very detailed breakdown once that was actually very reassuring. It's like, oh, no, this is maybe 10% laziness and 90% no, you actually kind of have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, similarly, I have learned the difference between me being lazy and me being burnt out.
Ooh, that is something you definitely don't learn until you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, big.
Because I definitely do not have executive dysfunction, but there are certainly times when, I really want to get something done, but can't do anything but sit on my sofa and play Persona 5 for 2 months on end. Coincidentally, that always happens after I spent a month and a half doing nothing but working in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that sounds like burnout, buddy.
Yeah, turns out.
Yeah, that sounds like how I spent most of 2014.
2014 can suck a dick.
Most of 2015.
In a
2
bad
months.
way.
Yes, 2 months, not 2 years. I totally didn't spend 2 years playing video games, watching anime, and sleeping way too much.
Mm-hmm. Well, 2019, I was just in like a depressive spiral all year, and it's great to just emerge out into the world having like the worst year in my life, certainly.
And then you came into 2020.
Exactly.
Hey.
No. See, that's the thing.
Join you in the horrible,
in the misery.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I emerge out of my depression hole, like my 2019 depression hole at the turn of the year. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna make 2020 my year. Oh. Nothing can keep me down. Opens the door, and the plague, the fascism,
the plague of fascism. Jinx.
Oh man, I've become amused again by the concept of songs that, someone takes a song and makes a cover of it or just alters the lyrics or whatever, to the same tune and the same general words, but they're just wrong in some way. The one I heard today, man, what's it even? I can't remember what the song... Oh, Hey Now You're an All-Star?
Yes.
The years start coming and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
They don't stop coming.
Exactly.
My favorite variation on that is the opening to Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
You better watch out.
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better...
Yep. I also saw a great, slightly different thing, but a great cover? Question mark of Mr. Sandman.
Mr. Sandman. Man me a sand. Man him the sandest that he's ever.
Or door hook hand or something like that.
Yes. Oh.
Mr. Sandman. Manned me a sand.
And now I can't not sing that version.
Yep.
Like that is quote-unquote ruined Mr. Sandman for me.
Yeah, I play that for a roommate, and they're just like, why did you ruin... That was a good song! That was a cute song!
If you haven't heard it, you would like the cultist revision of the Muppet Show theme song.
Oh god, I would love that.
It's time to light the incense. It's time to slay the sheep. It's time to wake the Muppets from 1,000 years of sleep. It's time to raise existence. It's time to banish light. It's time to call the void in on the Muppet Show tonight.
That is so
tell
great.
us, where's your God now? I hope you never know. Your life becomes a horror when we start the show. Like, someone did a whole version.
Oh my god. Okay, so that takes me in two directions. First off, me and the wonderful Gary McDaniel once wrote a horrific cover of Baby It's Cold Outside.
Oh dear.
Because that song's not creepy enough as it is?
Oh, we made it...
I'm glad we're one of the same mind on that.
Maybe it's not Baby It's Cold Outside. No, it's Let It Snow. We redid Let It Snow. You are right that Baby It's Cold Outside is the creepiest song ever.
I know, I've shared with you the Kyle version of...
for why that song isn't creepy, and even that's a stretch.
It was dubious.
But yeah, the Let It Snow. It started with the line, "Oh, the weather outside is frightened."
Oh, frightened?
Frightened.
Oh, the weather is frightened?
Yep, the weather outside is frightened, and the fire is so delighted. And this is no place to be. You must flee, you must flee, you must flee.
Yes! I want to see you use this in a D&D campaign.
Oh man, Gary's not here right now, but I'm curious if we ever did actually record it.
Also, I do remember one that made me think of you, which was, the weather outside is frightful, but inside is even more frightful. No matter which room you go, full of crows, full of crows, full of crows.
I do remember that one getting mentioned in Discord.
Oh, that's delightful. I super miss karaoke, and boy oh boy does it feel like it's going to be a while before that's a thing again.
Especially like Rockbox style, where you're like in a small room that you're not sure if they ever actually
clean. Not on
a small room full of with microphones covered in saliva.
Yeah.
It's funny how many just normal things I look back at now after the past 4 months and go, God, we used to do that?
Right?
Yeah, it was always gross.
Right? We just never thought about it being gross.
Not get killed by a plague before now.
Right? Just like, oh, yeah, that microphone is covered in someone's saliva. Wow, I kind of feel like a toddler just like picking a dirty coin up off the sidewalk and jamming it in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of reminds me of a series of customers I've had. That hand looks way too realistic to go with this cartoon body.
Just make it a Pop Team Epic tribute.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm actually having kind of the same problem here, so mood.
Oh, that was a very good hand for something that is not tepid myself.
No, just make the hand distressingly realistic and don't comment on it.
Had some weird veins and obvious knuckles.
Have him gripping something. It'll just look like he's gripping it really tightly.
Right, so my current day job is at a bank, what I find funny is, like, people who are afraid to let us touch their IDs because of germs when they're getting cash out, which has always been gross. Cash has always been disgusting.
Oh my gosh, like...
Way more disgusting than even most people think about.
About 3 times a week, I will inevitably, upon my various travels in my job, come across someone in the background who is complaining to a friend, or to their phone, or to a very tired hospital worker. Why is cash banned now? Why can't I use cash for things? Because it's the most disease-ridden way to pay for things, Karen.
Yup.
That's why.
I feel like this is the most musical episode of this stream we've ever had.
I really feel like singing today. I'm sorry.
I'm not asking you to apologize.
I'm tempted to sing Santa Fe, though, because of that part in there where they're like... They keep singing a line, and then, like, the rest of the people in the scene will like, chorus, America, as the answer to whatever random bad thing the intro singer is singing in that song.
Yeah.
Orson comments, Kyle Stream, the musical.
Kyle Stream, the musical, available on Twitch.
And soon to be YouTube.
Yes, that too.
Basically, a good banana cream pie, it has the same texture as a good lemon cream pie.
Okay.
In that they're just like a really nice kind of alternative custard texture.
Okay.
Because the main way you make both of them is you make a really good custard base and then you fold in a nice fresh whipped cream.
Okay.
So you get something that's like a custard but airier and
kind
of...
So somewhere between like a custard and a chiffon.
Yeah, except a chiffon usually has some kind of stabilizing element.
Usually egg whites, yeah.
Or gelatin. It depends.
Oh yeah, you
if
can
you're
make a
going with the
chiffon
old school
gelatin.
kind or you're going with the 50s kind.
So watch out, guys. We got a couple of chemists behind us.
Hey, I flunked chemistry.
I aced chemistry, so I am.
There we go.
I am offended for the opposite reason. You got both kinds of offense right now.
Oh no, what am I gonna do?
I don't know.
I know you're the one with your back turned to us. Beware.
Oh, please. We all know how much I secretly want to die.
We all know how much I'm not going to allow it.
I am not going to help with that. I like not being in police custody.
C's not going to allow it, and I'm not going to let you.
Like my ghost would allow the cops to investigate my murder.
At least your ghost is also in agreement that all cops are bad.
Indeed.
We can't have Kyle's ghost being a bootlicker. It wouldn't make any sense.
And if anything, I'll be more radicalized in death.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Kill me? I'm already dead, fuckers.
Took a long time for me to get into any sort of shooty bang bang game.
Yeah, no, the first one where I was like, I'm actually kind of enjoying this was Portal.
In my case, it was BioShock Infinite.
Nice. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, a game that gives you a power-up that lets you shoot crows out of your hands.
Yes.
Hey kid, you want to get superpowers? You want to shoot crows out of your wrists?
That's kind of in keeping with the first BioShock 2, because I'm...
Handful of bees!
Yeah, that one let you shoot bees out of your hands.
Yeah, I like... So, I think at one point I wrote like a discourse of the absurdity of... in BioShock Infinite and games like it, that like there's... A surprising amount of the gameplay and story revolves around the fact that you just kind of walk around picking up trash out of trash cans and eating it.
Yes.
Like just shoving whatever you can find in your mouth.
Yep, in this civilization that's been collapsed for like 15 years now.
Mm-hmm. And like specifically...
in that way.
Specifically in BioShock Infinite, like you get the superpowers by drinking the just bottles of whatever you happen to like... find on the ground, and each time you drink one, you know what they look like past a certain point, but you have this like horrible existential hallucination, including but not limited to like your flesh burning off your hands or like crows pecking out your skin, and yet you just keep picking them up and drinking them.
To be fair, you find some of them in vending machines. I will say, it's interesting that the plasmids, or the plasmid equivalents, I think they might be called something different in Infinite, like, didn't go nearly as hard on the body horror as the ones from the first game did. Because, like, I remember the B one looked downright unpleasant. Like, it's like, hi, your whole forearm is just a hive now.
Yeah.
Whereas the crow one, like, yeah, a crow shows up and, like, rips out a little bit of your skin and then flies off, but then your hand looks normal. You can just summon crows now.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the weird bird nest arm or something?
I gotta say, the sheer body horror of the bee's power in the first one, combined with the fact that it didn't feel that effective, was a, like, 1-2 punch of, I am never using this power after I got it.
Yeah, no, the bee one's very weirdly situationally specific. Like, they're good for distracting a handful of enemy types, and otherwise not really good for much. Which reminds me, speaking of the game justifying things, it definitely went out of its way to, like, justify the first few plasmids you come across, like, the actual applications it had when the scientists invented them. It does not give that for the bees.
No, remember, so I'm research notes even have a back and forth between the scientists that are like, why did you invent this? What are we going to do with bees coming out of our arms?
Right, like the fire one has a whole ad that shows someone, like, lighting up a cigarette by snapping their fingers, and I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I can see the appeal of this, like, back in the day, back when they were marketing these as, like, weird health supplements.
Look, I'm gonna need
How did they spin the bees thing?
I'm gonna need you guys to get all the way off my dick about this whole inventing bees thing. It's something I really wanted. I've always wanted it, and you know what? Fuck you. I did it, and now it's done. I did what I did, and now it's done.
I'm trying, but this.
Orson is trying to justify the handful of bees, saying, bees are good for you. What if you have a garden with flowers you need to pollinate?
There was probably a garden in Rapture somewhere before it went to pieces.
Exactly.
No,
how would they make all the
I
oxygen?
distinctly remember that's where you actually find the bees. Is
okay.
This big, like, indoor greenhouse, like, plant development area.
You know what? Fair. I'll accept it.
Because there's a bunch of, like, weird, mutated, creepy plants and shit.
Okay.
And in the back of this weird, like, plant research area that's, like, poison ivy's lair sort of place is the bee plasmid when you first find it.
I will accept it. Man, early morality systems in video games, back when they were playing around with that, was wild.
Yep.
It's like, oh, you want the good or bad ending? I don't know. Do you want to be nice to this child, or you want to murder them?
I mean, there's still people that chose to murder them.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, the game did offer, like, a very... If you separate it from the whole, like, child thing, like, it does offer, like, a legitimate choice of pathways. It's like, okay, do you want a big reward right now, or a bigger reward much later?
Yeah. Though the bigger reward much later is just the... Do you care if people hate you forever?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't... You had to also take a gameplay knock. Like,
yeah.
Do you believe in the moral message enough to make the rest of the game slowly more and more difficult for you?
Yeah.
Because since each time you choose not to kill a girl, you're getting, I think, 10 instead of 20.
Okay.
Like, over time, so that's actually going to build up more, so by the end of the game, you will have collected about half as much.
You're willfully under-leveling yourself.
Yeah. Which means by the end of the game, you're actually going to feel more of a difficulty penalty by the time you beat the final boss than you would if you went the route where you're just easy moding it, getting as much power as you can. And I felt like that was kind of like the statement of like they were trying to make about
being a good person is hard.
The original denizens of the Bioshock place. I'm trying to remember what the utopia was.
Rapture.
Like the original denizens of Raptures. It was like a bunch of people who thought they could just buy their way to anything. Like, they gave so little shit about human life and human suffering because they had money. That was the one message in the game that I actually did get. There was a bunch of other messages that, like, flew over my head when I first played it, because I was, like... I think I was, like, 17 or 18. I didn't really understand a lot of the more subtle moral messaging in video games in general, honestly.
Fair enough.
I read Atlas Shrugged before I played Bioshock, not, like, immediately after.
I'm sorry that you read Atlas Shrugged.
I know,
just
right?
In general, period.
Yeah. But that was wild because it's definitely like Bioshock 1 is definitely like a direct critique of the politics in Atlas Shrugged.
Oh, it is. It was, hi, Ayn Rand, your politics suck, and here's why. in video game form. Because, yeah, no, you would, having taken that away from the game, you would absolutely not like Miss Rand, because she is very, if you are powerful and in power, well, you deserve to get there. Clearly you are in the right. You can see where that falls apart real quick.
And people with, I know the other part of Ayn Randism is like, people that don't have money must have done something or have been lazy to not have money.
Randian exceptionalism.
And thus deserve no pity.
Yep.
They should be used.
If you're not in power, that's your fault.
No concern of mine if you people have. What was that?
Oh my gosh, she's used my...
Ha! You should have thought of that before you became peasants.
Oh,
why do I even talk to poor people? I super disappointed one of my roommates because they are throwing together a Starfinder one-shot, which is...
Ooh, I saw the source books downstairs.
Yeah.
Is it like Pathfinder, but in space?
That's exactly what it is.
Hey! I'm good at names.
And I came up with a character idea that I knew they wouldn't approve of.
So naturally you're going to push for it.
I mean, I already did, but
Good.
they said no.
Oh.
He said no, because he's a good Christian boy who won't let me play my galactically famous space prostitute.
Why not? I want you to be a galactically famous...
Just look him straight in the face and be like, why are you against sex workers?
Mainly because they don't want to deal with all of the sex jokes I absolutely will be making. Spurred on by my other roommate.
Okay, to be fair, yes, that is exactly the situation that would unfold.
Mm-hmm.
I am saddened by this situation. I am sad.
Rest in peace, Space Hooker McGee.
Yeah. all of the missed chances for all of the dirty jokes.
I might still find a way to... Because the exact words were, that's it, I'm calling it, you cannot be a space prostitute. You can be close, but you can't be a space prostitute. I'm like, okay.
So you can be a space escort.
But say, you can be a companion, you should totally be basically playing Inara from Firefly.
Inara was definitely someone I was thinking about when I was like, I basically, I saw the rules, so I'm like, this exact set is made to make Inara from Firefly.
Nice.
I want to be Inara from Firefly.
In fact, then you can have the different joke of, if anyone tries to imply that you are merely a space hooker, you can be like, excuse you, I am a companion. You just play up the offense at the, no, I have a nicer noun, thank you.
Part of me thinks I should just be I should just sell lewds.
Sell holopics.
Yeah.
Occasionally your character is just implied to be doing some kind of deal on the side, and when the other characters ask, she's just like, what were you see the pictures? That costs money.
What were you exchanging? Photographs? Of what? Classified?
So, wrapping up here, here's what I finished on the me portrait. At any rate, I'd like to thank everyone here for watching. I'd like to thank Alan and Crystal for joining me. Now's the point where if you have things you would like to share about where people can find your stuff, you can...
Oh.
I am online as Crystal Rollins still because I haven't fixed a bunch of last name shit. waywardstudios.net, you can see fancy birds I drew and a bunch of comics that are out of date.
I don't have a social media presence right now. I am working on that.
And I'm Kyle Newbridge. You know where you can find me, and it'll probably be everywhere in the description of whatever you're watching.
And the doobly-doo, as they say.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. I will see you all next time. Same time, same place. Saturday at 4. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. You know how it goes. Like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed. Or if you didn't enjoy. I need constant attention. I post gameplay videos every Thursday and art videos every Friday. You can also catch me on Twitch at 7 p.m. PST on Thursday or 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Thanks to my patrons for encouraging me to do all the crazy things I do, especially Pothold C, Chocolate Bliss, Abnerdoodle, aka Lauren, and Tia. You can join them at patreon.com/knewbridge. Toodles!